So Cuarta Dimension has finally dropped his debut record, Por Amar Demasiado. For those who don't know who Cuarta Dimension is, he is an upcoming underground Puerto Rican rapper. He's a friend of the channel too, and he's also just a friend of mine from school in general. This guy has we've been friends for like just I don't even know how long. It's been super long since we've been friends. But we've also just been like just artists collaborating in general. We're just both so much into music, and as you guys know, I'm a beat maker and I'm a producer and musician. And I think just using his talents and combining mine, we just craft a lot of stuff. We actually do have a couple of songs out on Spotify. Check it out, please. But yeah, and I just was fascinated by his work ethic, as this guy can just manage to just spit a verse or just make an entire freestyle or song in such a short period of time. Actually, one of the songs that I dropped in Spotify, Ella La Limon, which features him, he just dropped a freestyle like in 2 or 3 takes or something, and it was something incredible that I haven't really seen with any artist that I've worked with. I just realized that I'm sweating like crazy in the camera. I don't know why. I'm sweating like crazy, so I'm sorry if it this is very distracting. Also, it's just changed a bit of the angle. I just realized that now, just looking at the monitor. But yeah, as I was saying, he finally dropped his debut record, Por Amar Demasiado. Hopefully, I got that name right because I just said like in a previous take Por Amor Demasiado. But yeah, hopefully I said it correctly. And surprising nobody, I obviously have a production credit in this record. I produced the fifth song, which is called Interlude. It's literally a short 57-second interlude. It's a very funny story because I actually made that beat, I think, the day I was supposed to go to his first show. But I was sick and I woke up like at 2 a.m. with this terrible sore throat. I could barely communicate or speak to anybody, and I just was not functioning at all. And I literally had tickets to go see him, so I don't know. I was for some reason like motivated more by night since he was performing at night to just like try to make something to, I guess, I don't know, get a placement of the record because he was talking about making the record and he was gonna drop it soon. Uh, and yeah, just I made that beat like in 15 or 20 minutes, and I just kind of like I think I sent it over to him, and it was interesting. It was very interesting just how I just came up with something like that quickly. But yeah, he just really liked the beat in general, and he thought it fit like I guess the atmosphere and the mood. And I really love how he used this beat in the record. In my first listen, I was a bit so in how he used it because I was like, it feels a bit awkward. But when I re-listened it, I was like, that makes sense because the first four songs in this record are very chaotic in terms of its melody and style. So yeah, let me just talk more in general focus of this record. The intro song for this record is absolutely insane. It's a 4 minute kind of, it was reminding me of 25 Ocho by Bad Bunny, where he's just rapping his ass off and he's just spitting bar after bars after bars, kind of flexing on everybody, talking his talk, walking his walk. He's flexing on everybody on this track, kind of I guess proving his dominance in this song. And it was kind of funny is that this guy has some very funny one-liners, general in his music, but I think in this song, as he spits some bars, just him like just taking a whole group of girls at the same time, like on some Future Hendrix type of thing, which is kind of funny to me. Just the first artist that just popped in my mind was like Future Hendrix. But yeah, it's this very like big ego kind of like song where he's just talking his talk, walking his walk, kind of saying screw everything, I'm on top on this thing and I'm gonna prove it with this album, with this song. And I just love that energy and performance. And despite him, despite this being his debut record, and I guess having some popularity, because I did hear that he did pull off almost 100,000 streams in totality this year alone, which is absolutely insane. We're not even halfway through this year, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, just seeing him perform in this song and just speaking as like, hey, like my ambitions can even go further than this, and I'm gonna show you guys in the future. And even with this record, I think it's just like super motivating for me, and just again seeing him in this spot that he is right now. It's very interesting because this song kind of like ends off and is like screw love type of thing, because he's like, I don't need anybody's love, I'm like on top on this and that. It's kind of ironic because the song that follows up to this song is Ni las drogas, which is a song basically where he's saying that not even drugs could, I guess, wipe up the memory of the person he's thinking of dedicating the song to. Just, I guess it's not even a remedy to cure him from this attraction or this affection that he has for this person, to wipe that person out of his mind. And this song is also a collaboration with Lionel Reyes, which I did hear they're gonna make a collaboration record somewhere in the future, which is very cool, very nice. And I think his feature in here was just absolutely stellar. He brought so much of an A game in here. His vocal inflections are just super addictive. They're super passionate and performative, and I could definitely see him, I guess, just dropping more songs that are just like that, and I feel that even that will just take him to a bigger career, if anything, as well. The track following this song, Mantengo Memoria, is a very short, indie, almost like hip-hop type of track. I think that the length is obviously on purpose, and I think it does a lot what the length offers. It has a very nice hook, a chorus, just a very nice instrumental and flow overall with the song. The only complaint that I have is that the vocals are a bit rough when it comes to the mixing. And I forgot to point this out with the first song. The intro cut, despite the energy being absolutely amazing and phenomenal, I think there were some parts where the distortion that was obviously on purpose is way too loud, and it just, like, I guess, severs the volume or just the intensity of the track a bit. It sticks out like a sore thumb at times. And I think on this track, again, it like fades in and fades out in terms of, you know, his singing range and going more for a lower register. And I feel that it's a mixing issue that can obviously be improved in his next record or his next project that he wants to work on. The track Cuatro, featuring once again Lionel Reyes, is such a fun kind of poppy dance electronic type of song. It reminds me a lot of Mora. When he did with that album, I think it was Paraíso. Am I tripping? Yeah, it was one of the albums that Mora dropped, where it had this very like poppy kind of like upbeat type of style and vibe. It's obviously been like that's been his last three albums, to be honest, but there was two in particular that sounded very like upbeat and very like futuristic and discotheque like. But yeah, it reminds me like a lot of that style and that vibe. I don't think it reminds me to the point that it feels like a ripoff. I think it's still its own unique flair and spin. I think that both of them like put on their A game, and they make sure to like put their own unique style and frames into the track without, again, sounding like a ripoff of their artists that they're obviously influenced. As I said earlier, in terms of the track that I produced, Interlude, when I really listened to this record, I felt that it made more sense as a placement into this song, I guess into this record, as I guess he was trying to sort of like put this short, not even a minute break as to this madness, especially again what I said with these four previous tracks that dive into like almost four different genres in the span of such a short time that it's a lot to process. So this like sort of like almost a minute break is a very nice ambiental type of like setting that I guess puts the listener at ease before, I guess, diving deeper into the madness that this record offers. So I kind of appreciated him using it that way. Again, sometimes I just send beats. I don't know what's going to happen in terms of the product, but I really appreciate the way he uses this thing, artistically speaking. I just love that he used it in a very great way, almost like in a conceptual way, if anything. In terms of this album, there's definitely like a concept that's obviously being expressed here, which is, I guess, the feeling of just placing so much value to one person, how when you separate from that person, they're still in your mind, and it kind of bounces back and forward. As many songs in here, he's sort of like bouncing back and forward with this idea to, I guess, reunite with the person, but at the same time not, because of the toxicity that brought between it, and just, I guess, feeling that scar, a mental scar that he has in his mind of just not being able to fully detach from that person. And obviously breakup records are not a new thing, but I think how this record handles it, you know, it's not like an over-the-top Igor type of experimental journey. It's a more accessible version of anything in terms of how an artist could depict the theme of love or heartbreak in a specific situation. For a theme that heavy and deep, it's kind of ironic because there's songs in here like Cada Noche o Te Van a Traer, which are just like 4D almost, where it's like these super hype like pop electronic dance fusions, where it's just songs you can 100% like envision hearing like in a discotheque, very loud music just blasting right in your eardrums and just vibing senselessly. A song that I kind of found to be kind of sweet were the tracks Esperanza de Vivir and Ojos y Rostro. I know that Ojos y Rostro is a bit more, I guess, depressive and a bit more moody in its sentiment, as again it embarks on this topic of, I guess, not feeling completely detached from the person that he cares about, still living in his mind, basically rent free. But I think the track Esperanza Vivir has like this kind of like hopeful ending, which it sort of offers like this we could still be friends type of feeling. This, it's technically not over. We can still overcome this thing. I'll go my way, you go your way. And I think the feature, Coco J, she provides a pretty good melodic performance. I do think that the mixing and her vocals are kind of rough, and it just sticks out like a sore thumb at times, as it can easily overshadow his vocals, and it feels like there's too many things clashing at the same time. But I think the concept and ideas executed well enough for it to provide an enjoyable experience. The outro track on this record is a very short, like 15-second message with him sort of declaring that the next installment or next project he has in the works will be like a continuation of this, sort of teasing fans with what he has doing with Yone Reyes, which I believe they dropped singles leading up to the project that you should definitely check out because they are diving into other genres. And it just, again, it's something that it feels like a project that you'll never be bored of. And I believe it's an EP too, so it's like a short project you can definitely replay easily. But yeah, anyway, going back to this record, I think that Cuarta Dimensión for a debut album did a lot that a lot of upcoming independent artists wouldn't do easily. If anything, putting out on a 12-track record, and I know it's not even 30 minutes long, but with the consistency level that it has, and I guess the energy and performance put into it, it's not an easy accomplishment at all. And I really applaud him for going out of his way and accomplishing something as grand as this, and especially seeing as this is his first step and first project into this discography. But yeah, I'm honestly feeling a light 7 out of 10. It's pretty solid all around. There's definitely some rough edges around it. It's his first project, so I'm not gonna go super harsh. I don't think there really is any reason to go super harsh, especially since I feel that he kind of covered most bases into what an enjoyable project could be. But yeah, I think this record is definitely worth checking out. Stay tuned for what he has in store as well. I'm probably gonna help him out make some more tracks, hopefully. But yeah, check Cuarta Dimensión out. Thank you so much for watching this review. Did you love it? Did you hate the album? Let me know in the comments down below. Also, leave a like if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe, turn the notification bell on so you don't miss an upload from me. And yeah, see you guys next time. Peace out. Stay safe from anything and listen to Amar Demasiado.